I like to spend at least 20 or 30 minutes outside in nature, get a breath of fresh air and reality. I feel like Mother Nature is one of the only real things that exist on this earth. It feels good being out here with natural breezes, natural wind, natural air. Being outside in natural air just helps you breathe better, and it also calms your mind a lot more. So I enjoy spending time outdoors rather than being trapped indoors all the time. My dream is to build Family Dreams Fitness so big that it's way bigger than me and I don't have to be the face of it all the time. In the beginning stages, of course, you're going to always see my face, you're going to always hear me, and it's going to always seem like it's about me, but really it's not. It's about the business. I just happen to be the first trainer for the business, but it's way bigger than me. I've been seriously contemplating making a podcast. This will go along with the web series and just a little bit more than the business itself. It goes a little bit more into my life and my everyday thoughts and how I have come to the position where I'm at now. It also shows behind the scenes, or you can hear behind the scenes on how I feel about things outside of fitness, the fitness industry, life, nerdy things such as the universe and the galaxy. There'll be all types of topics on it, but I'm just trying to figure out what I should call it and the logistics behind it. I don't want its sole focus to be Family Dreams Fitness. I want it to be a little bit more. Family Dreams Fitness will be the marketing tool by default. You'll know about Family Dreams Fitness, but this is more my take on life. Podcasts are great for getting a point across without seeming too redundant or seeming like you're talking too much, because the whole point of a podcast is to speak a lot. It's almost like an interview, a radio interview, but it's like people who follow your podcast or listen to it, they know what they're going to get. So if they know what they're going to get, they expect you to be speaking for quite a bit of time on whatever topic you're speaking on. The podcast will pretty much be like an audio diary. I like to write a lot, but the writing, which I will always write, I would never stop that form of art or expression. But writing, a lot of people don't read, and when it comes to poetry or certain monologues or things like that, people aren't really receptive to it in a way where it would be effective to get my thoughts or ideas out. And certain ideas that I have, I would like to spread to the world because it serves a bigger purpose. So if I can team up with people who have the same concept or who can back it financially, I think it will help the world in a specific way. With the podcast, I can get my thoughts and ideas out quicker, and it's easier for somebody to listen to it on the way to work or at home when they're cleaning or something. It's easier for them to hear what I have to say and my ideas. They may not agree with what I'm saying, or they may not be in the mood to hear it at a certain time, but when they do listen, they may resonate with people. It may resonate with people bigger and more than a reality show can. And I can't be in a million places at once talking to people and conversing about different topics. So the audiobook, not the audiobook, but the podcast would be a great way to speak and communicate with a vast majority of people all at once or at their leisure. So I'm all about collaborating. I want to collaborate to make this world a better place, whether that be helping kids in school with their books or reading, tutoring, coming up with ways to make health more than just the weights, brainstorming with people on designs for clothes, different creative ideas. I like to speak on my opinion, and if somebody agrees with my opinion or wants to work with me, I've just given them more I'm giving myself more platforms to reach potential partners or teammates. A lot of times I don't like feeling like I'm speaking too much or getting a little bit redundant with my speeches or speaking. So I rather have a different platform so that I can focus on only speaking and those that enjoy the talks that I give or enjoy the advice that I live by, they have an outlet for me to do it. I don't want to just speak on everything all the time, because then that oversaturates one market and you can turn off a lot of different people. So I like to have different markets available where I can do one thing on one market, one thing on another market, and then you get the complete picture. A lot of times my mom or a lot of people, they would tell me I'm doing a lot of things, or ask why do I want to do so much, or you're constantly working on something new or something next. I'm a busybody, a busy mind. I'm constantly thinking of new ideas, and when I think of new ideas, I don't drop my old ideas or have unfinished products or projects. I'm constantly working. That way, at some point, these projects and these concepts are getting done. It's just that I like to be efficient with my time. I would rather work on something that could benefit not only myself, my family, and others, but help the world and the society. I'd rather work on that with my time while I'm awake and while I'm healthy and alive, rather than sitting around doing nothing for 3 or 4 hours, just letting time pass away. It's like I'm only getting older, so I do it now when I'm young with no children, no real major responsibilities, and I can get a lot done. Because I'm not a big fan of wasting time just to waste it. I can understand rest or active rest. You need to relax your mind. You need to have moments where you're not thinking and you're just peace. And that's what my meditation is for. That's what being out here in the nature is for. But when it's time to actually be useful and doing something doesn't always mean just going to your job and coming home and you already did your work for the day. You've already done your ideas and thoughts for the day. That's robotic. So I'm constantly thinking of creative ways to do things. I'm constantly working on things and making the picture bigger. I like to expand and get things bigger and better. So, and not so much better where it's like, oh, it's better than the rest, but it's more efficient. That's a better word to use, more efficient. And as humans, as we evolve, that's the whole concept of humanity, is to evolve. So our children are supposed to be better than us. We're supposed to be more advanced than our parents. It's a cycle. So if we're spending time just sitting around, our cycle isn't improving, we're not evolving, we're just being stagnant, and that's a waste. Like, we're taking advantage of life. I don't think that's, well, me in my opinion, I don't think that's the purpose of life or the meaning of life. I don't think we were just dropped on this solid rock that floats in this black universe. I don't think we were just dropped here just to, okay, you're only going to spend 70 or 80 years on this planet, when really 70 or 80 years is still nothing compared to the total existence of the overall universe. 70 or 80 years, our total lifespan of us as an individual is less than 1% of the existence of the universe. So I really don't believe we were placed here just to pretty much screw around, for lack of better words. I feel like we have to all put ourselves in a position to keep this going. And if there's an afterlife, and which I believe in, we come back as something, or we're part of the universe, we're helping improve and we're always here. But if we just sit around, it's a waste of time. So that's my little spiel on always working and always thinking of creative ideas and always coming up with something. I just recently put all of the reality show episodes. I placed it on my website, thefamilydreamsfitness.com, and I have a bigger purpose for it and a bigger plan, but I want to create as many platforms as I can for myself and the business so that it has more avenues to grow. And by putting all those episodes on my website, the plan is to drive more traffic to not only my website but also to the YouTube page, because by putting the YouTube on the website, both of them, it's like killing two birds with one stone. So if you click on my website, not only is my website view going up, but you're clicking onto a YouTube link, so the YouTube view is going up. So both of my brands are going higher, and once it reaches a certain point, I'll be able to monetize both efficiently. So I'll be able to monetize the YouTube because certain ads will be able to be placed on it. And then on my website, I'll be able to have ads on the website based on the viewership. So I'll be able to monetize off of 2 websites with the same video. And right now, it's like nowhere near that level. But you always have to think of the big picture, and you always have to scale your, not only just your business, but your life. You have to scale everything so that it reaches its maximum potential. And I know that if I scale my business right and I put it in the right, like chess, if I place the right pieces in the right spots and I just keep working hard, eventually things will fall into place and the money will come. Not necessarily even the money, but just more opportunities because of how I'm setting myself up. You only limit yourself to one way of thinking or one door or outlet. That's the only door that you're going to be able to go through. So yes, you may be satisfied or happy with going through that door because that's the door you want to go to. If you knock on all doors, if you camp out in front of all doors at some point in time, maybe 5 or 6 of those doors will open and you'll have more than just that one door that you were going after. I want my brand and my business to have a foot in every single door. So I have the podcast, I have the YouTube channel, I have Instagram, the Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. I like to have things in everywhere so that, at Musically, the new app, so that you have some chance of seeing or coming across what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, like I always say, it's bigger than me, so I want this brand and business to have as big of a platform as possible.